mindset, specifically like evolution, where we were before, where we're at today, things that I see, things you probably see. And this is all open for discussion, but I just want to keep everything real and realistic and, just to basically be upfront with a lot of things that I see going on. And first, let's talk about the children, of course, right? So, of course, as most of you may know or may remember, things were a lot different historically, even as simple as 10 years ago, a decade ago, okay? And, you know, this, and especially how fast technology has freaking advanced. I mean, we went from sidekicks and Motorola's and razors and beepers and Boost Mobile walkie-talkie phones, and now we can have a whole video conversation in the palm of your hand. So the crazy thing about that is that we are connected more on a technology standpoint, but we talk a lot less, which is really the contrast of why it was originally made in the first place is because it was made to communicate and open that door for communication for people that live in long distances. Because a decade ago, or a little bit more than that, let's say even 20 years ago, everything was note writing and the rotary telephones and stuff like that. And now, I mean, you can video chat the person and they can be on the other side of the earth or, and on a couple states away or whatever. And in essence, it's made things a lot easier to do that, but then it's made us also pay attention to it a lot less. And I'm guilty of that as well. And these are just the adapting changes and stuff that I see. And now as kids are growing up, before we used to go play outside and you could ride your bike all day until the street lights outside, once they turn on, you already knew it was time to go home. And a lot of people had experienced that growing up as a kid to the point now that you can't play outside and, or not that you can't, but it's not something that you normally see kids outside doing. So when we look at these situations, we have to ask ourselves, what changed? What changed between now and then in regards to the upbringing, the raising, and, even discipline? That went out the window for a lot of people. And why has, as human beings, how have we developed that sense in regards to allowing these things to happen? Because a lot of people tend to refer to back in the old days when things were a lot simpler. Your kids listened. Um, they weren't all over technology because it's new to us. So to us as adults, we're like, oh, this is cool. But now as kids, they're having these different learning paths in regards to how they approach situations, how they're social with other kids, what they spend their time actively being entertained by, athleticism, physical capabilities, even their diet has changed. And a lot of these things, I feel, you guys can comment below what you think, but a lot of these things have stemmed from taking the time away from a kid being a kid and then replacing it with, hey, these are apps we can use to learn instead of sitting down and writing them with pen and paper. Or, hey, there's apps that can teach you how to do this, how to do that, how to do third. So, this, that, and the third, excuse me. So, when we look at it in that sense, we should be a lot more developed mentally. We should be able to connect to each other emotionally. We should be able to, socially, we should be more open and talking about this and that and the third, even though we took the person-to-person aspect away. But we opened up an avenue for that to happen, but it's happening less. And this is more like, this can be a wake-up call for you. This is maybe something that you already know. And some people just usually give their kids the phone and they can go on about it all day. And the parents can end up doing something else, like they're running a business or they're, got other things in the house to take care of. So the kid is now distracted. You're doing your chores. You're doing whatever it is you need to do. And then on the flip side to that, however, there's that communication is just getting longer and longer in regards to the distance of not having it. Okay, so then when a kid has a problem or this, that, and the third, there is no face-to-face open communication. So how do they know what to communicate to you? Because all they know is what's in the phone or what's in front of them or what makes them feel good or not so good.